Hello everyone, welcome to the Tech and Auto Show. I'm your host Manav Sinha and it is so good to see all of you lovely people once again. In case you're new here, welcome. You've just tuned into that one show which satisfies your hunger for both technology as well as automobiles at one place, which basically means why should you be watching two shows when you can watch one? This one. Now just like every time, there's a lot of action that's packed into this episode, but before we get there, I want to take a moment and give you our season's greetings from the team Tech and Auto here at CNN News 18. Now, we are looking back today at the year that has gone by, the year 2021, where we put in everything all throughout the year to bring you nothing but the best of both the worlds. Having said that, today we will be looking back throughout the episode what were the most impactful things that happened both in these worlds of tech and auto in the year 2021 in India. So without any further ado, let's get started. So we're going to start off with the world of automobiles and we're going to talk about cars. And if we talk about cars, well, that's a long conversation because in the year 2021, a lot of cars were launched. Now they ranged all the way from SUVs to sedans to hatchbacks to electric vehicles. We had everything at almost every price point have a new contender in the year 2021. Now having said that, here are our picks of the top 5 cars that make the most impact and they changed the game in the year 2021. But a side note, we're not talking about sales here because sales charts, yes, they do tell a story, but they do not tell the complete story. We're talking about the products that made the most impact, the MVPs, the ones that changed the game. Having said that, here are our top 5 cars of the year 2021, the best of 2021. Starting with a car that has arguably got the most interest in 2021, the Maruti Suzuki Celerio. The reason behind this interest are two things: a claimed fuel efficiency of 26.6 kilometers per liter and a starting price tag of 4.99 lakh ex-showroom. And yes, this makes it the most fuel efficient car one can buy in India. Equipped with the next generation K-Series engine, the all-new Celerio comes with segment-first features like idle start-stop functionality and keyless entry. The car has an output of 89 Nm of torque at 3,500 rpm and 67 bhp of power at 6,000 rpm. Additionally, the new Celerio gets a 7-inch Smart Play Studio infotainment system with smartphone navigation, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. The Tata Punch is the best value for money compact SUVs that you can buy in India right now. Built on the Alpha platform, the Tata Punch has a butch stance and looks big in real life as well. The interiors look minimalistic with a mid-sized infotainment screen compatible with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. The Tata Punch gets only one engine option, that is the 1.2-litre unit, also seen in the Tata Altroz. It produces 86 PS of power and 130 Nm of torque output and gets 2 gearbox options, a 5-speed manual transmission and an AMT unit. The highlight, however, is that the Tata Punch was crash tested by Global NCAP, which gave the SUV a full 5-star safety rating, making it also the safest car you can have in India in a budget, and hence it truly deserves its place in this list. The Mahindra XUV700 is perhaps the most viable option given the contemporary design both inside and out, as well as loads of tech with large screens as well. There are a couple of engine and gearbox options to choose from as well, which make this quite the package. It costs between 12.49 lakh rupees and 22.99 lakh rupees ex-showroom, which also makes it quite a value for money option. This too is a 5-star crash test safety rated car, and this alone can be a reason enough to buy this car over its competition. Audi launched the highly anticipated e-tron electric SUV series in India after much delay due to the coronavirus-induced lockdowns. Audi has launched three electric SUVs in India: the Audi e-tron 50, priced at 99.99 lakh rupees, Audi e-tron 55, which is priced at 1.16 crores, and Audi e-tron Sportback 55, which is priced at rupees 1.17 crores ex showroom. Range-wise, the e-tron 55 and e-tron 55 Sportback feature a bigger 95 kWh lithium-ion battery that enables a 359 to 484 km range as per the WLTP cycle. While the e-tron 50, on the other hand, features a 71 kWh lithium-ion battery with 264 to 379 km of range as per the WLTP cycle. The Audi e-tron has two electric motors at the front and rear to produce a combined power of 300 kW on the Audi e-tron 55 and Audi e-tron Sportback 55, and 230 kW on the Audi e-tron 50. This power pushes e-tron 55 and e-tron 55 Sportback from 0 to 100 km an hour in just 5.7 seconds, while the e-tron 50, on the other hand, gets a 6.8 second time of 0 to 100 km per hour acceleration, which is not slow by any means of standard. Interestingly, the cars get charging flaps uniquely positioned on both sides, enabling flexibility in parking.
Now in 2021, we got to see some excellent smartphone launches from brands like Samsung, Xiaomi, Oppo, Huawei and others. Some came with excellent display qualities while others offered great battery life and camera capabilities. And not to forget, a couple of them folds as well. Now today, we bring to you the best smartphones that we reviewed this year. Now Realme has upped its game in 2021 with the Realme GT Neo 2 smartphone in India. Right off the bat, the Realme GT Neo 2 comes with flagship level specification like a 120Hz refresh rate AMOLED display, Qualcomm Snapdragon 870 chipset, up to 12GB of RAM, stainless steel vapor cooling and a capable triple rear camera. The Realme GT Neo 2 is definitely one of the best value for money flagships in the affordable segment. This phone offers one of the best displays in this price range, and the performance of this phone is also super smooth. A super sleek display, expandable RAM with fast performance and massive battery with 65-watt fast charging is just what most users want when they're looking for a flagship experience at non-flagship prices. Now talking about budget smartphones, the Redmi Note 11T 5G is an important launch from the house of Xiaomi. With India gearing up to roll 5G services across the country, the Redmi Note 11T 5G becomes a compelling budget smartphone option with support for a wide range of 5G bands. The Redmi Note 11T 5G sports a 6.6-inch Full HD Plus display with Corning Gorilla Glass 3 protection. Under the hood, we get the MediaTek Dimensity 810 SoC that comes equipped with an ARM Mali G57 GPU. The chipset is paired with up to 8GB of RAM and 128GB of onboard storage that is expandable up to 3TB with a microSD card slot. In terms of optics, we get a 50MP primary camera at the back with an 8MP ultra-wide camera that supports 119 degrees of field of view. At the front, we get a 16MP camera for selfie and video calling. Other features include a 5000 mAh battery that supports 33-watt fast charging, and users also get a 33-watt charger in the box. The OnePlus 9 Pro has been one of the most talked about phones in India in 2021. The smartphone boasts superior display, powerful processor, and capable cameras. The OnePlus 9 Pro is powered by a Qualcomm Snapdragon 888 processor coupled with up to 12GB of RAM and 256GB of internal storage. In terms of optics, the OnePlus 9 Pro features a quad rear camera setup which includes a 48MP Hasselblad primary sensor. There is a 16MP shooter for selfies on the front. There is a special camera app and an image processing for OnePlus 9 series phone that OnePlus has developed in partnership with Hasselblad. Besides this, the OnePlus 9 Pro is a 5G capable device which is powered by a 4500 mAh battery with support for 65 watt fast charging. Now moving on to foldable phones. The Galaxy Z Fold 3 is one of the most innovative smartphones of 2021. Samsung has made the foldable phone waterproof and also added support for the S Pen stylus. The Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 3 comes with a 6.2-inch dynamic AMOLED covered display with 120Hz refresh rate. When you unfold the device, you get a 7.6-inch dynamic AMOLED main display with 120Hz refresh rate as well. The biggest highlight of this main display is that it hides a selfie camera underneath. The design and form factor is similar to the previous Fold but comes with an armor aluminum frame that Samsung calls it the toughest aluminum frame yet in a smartphone. Also, there is Corning Gorilla Glass Victus protection and IPX8 water resistance. The device comes with a total of 5 cameras, 3 at the back, 1 underneath the main display and 1 on the covered display. When you fold the device, you will get a selfie camera on the covered display with 10 megapixel sensor. The under display camera has a 4 megapixel sensor and an aperture of f1.8. The phone is powered by a Snapdragon 888 processor. It runs Android 11 operating system and is powered by a 4400 mAh battery. For security, the device supports biometric locks like face or fingerprint, and it's a 5G capable smartphone. Now talking about the phone that has been a game changer in terms of camera capabilities and performance in 2021, the iPhone 13 Pro. The iPhone 13 Pro is powered by the new 5nm A15 Bionic chip, and Apple claims that it is 50% faster than other smartphones in the market. The iPhone 13 Pro models have an all-new Super Retina XDR display with ProMotion featuring an adaptive refresh rate of up to 120Hz, making the touch experience faster and more responsive. There is better contrast ratio for true blacks and more brightness. The iPhone 13 Pro has an all-new ultra-wide, wide and telephoto cameras. With the new cameras, Apple is offering larger sensors and sensor shift stabilization on the main camera. Along with Apple ProRAW included last year for capturing RAW photos, the company has also introduced ProRes to capture lossless 4K footage at up to 60 FPS, encoded directly in the phone itself. Not to forget, the new iPhone 13 Pro has better battery life as well.
There are a lot of two-wheelers that came and went in 2021. Some topped the sales charts, some blew us away with their bonkers performance, and others were simply gorgeous like the Super Sport here. But which are the ones that made the most impact in 2021? Well, here are our picks. First up, we have the Ola electric scooter. Now, Ola's brand new electric scooter is one of the most notable electric vehicles to be made in India by an Indian brand. Ola had opened the sales for its S1 and S1 Pro electric scooter through its online channels for a booking amount of just Rs 499. The homegrown brand has big plans with its electric scooter as it aims to manufacture and assemble 25,000 electric motors a day and a maximum of 2 lakh units of electric scooters in a year. The company has also planned to install 1 lakh charging stations in 400 cities, including many hyper-charging stations which are due to be installed in major metro cities. Some deliveries have commenced in a select few cities and more are sure to come as 2022 rolls in. Royal Enfield's biggest launch of the year has to be the return of the fabled Classic 350. The motorcycle comes as a brand new iteration with a whole host of mechanical and design changes. Speaking of design, the 2021 iteration pretty much comes as the same motorcycle but with similarities like a round headlight, curvy design and a split style seat. While styling does remain similar to the older model, the upcoming version comes with the all-new J Series 349cc single-cylinder engine that has also been seen on the Meteor. It produces 20.2 bhp and 27 Nm of torque and comes mated to a 5-speed transmission. The motorcycle is based on a twin down-tube spine frame and is suspended with the help of a 41 mm telescopic forks at the front with 130 mm of travel. At the rear, the motorcycle gets twin shock absorbers with a 6-step adjustable preload. The Triumph Speed Triple 1200 RS was launched early in 2021 and is now completely new from the ground up. In fact, it's based on a brand new chassis and even features a new engine along with new suspension. It is powered by a 1160cc inline 3-cylinder engine that makes a mind-bending 180 horsepower and 125 Nm of torque. This is a massive 30 horsepower more than before, and mind you, all of this while the bike has gotten lighter and now weighs just 198 kilograms. That's not all though, it gets a more compact looking frame, sleeker LED headlamps, a new 5-inch TFT display and wider handlebars. Design-wise, it is a complete departure from the previous model, and as far as flagships go, this is probably one of the best ones out there. Bajaj too announced the return of its most popular model in an all-new avatar, the Bajaj Pulsar N250 and the Pulsar F250. Now the N250 is a street-naked design of the new Pulsar, while the F250 comes with a semi-faired look. The new Bajaj Pulsar 250 motorcycles come in 2 color options and have been launched exactly 20 years after the first Pulsar was launched back in 2001. This also marks the first time that the Bajaj Pulsar series has entered the quarter-litre segment in India. Both the N250 and F250 are powered by the same engine, which is a 249cc single-cylinder oil-cooled unit that makes 24.5 PS of power and 21.5 Nm of torque, and comes mated to a 5-speed transmission. Both motorcycles come with a 14-litre fuel tank and have the exact same wheelbase, seat height and ground clearance, although there is a bit of difference in weight. On the more budget-friendly side of things, TVS Motor Company recently infused a breath of fresh air in the 125cc segment with its new offering called the Raider. The new Raider is available in both drum and disc brake variants and comes in 4 color options. It also comes with first-in-class features such as a reverse LCD digital speedometer, an optional 5-inch TFT instrument cluster, multiple ride modes, and also a first-in segment under the seat storage. The Raider is powered by a 124.8cc air and oil-cooled engine which churns out a maximum power of 8.37 kW and 11.2 Nm of torque. TVS also claims that it has the best-in-class acceleration from 0 to 60, which comes up in just 5.9 seconds and goes up to a top speed of 99 km per hour. It also has a gas-charged 5-step preload adjustable monoshock suspension and what TVS calls a low-friction front suspension, a split seat, a 5-speed gearbox and 17-inch alloy wheels.
Welcome back. You're watching the Tech and Auto Show and I'm your host Manav Sinha. Now today, we're taking a look back at the year that's saying goodbye to us. We're taking a look back at the year 2021 and we are telling you the best of both worlds, technology and automobiles. So let's get back into the action right away.
Now, smartphones were the key highlight of 2021, but there was a lot more happening in the world of technology. We are talking about smart TVs, laptops, earbuds, and more. Now, this time, we bring to you the best gadgets we reviewed this year. The Sony PlayStation 5 was launched in India in the first couple of weeks of 2021. The latest gaming console from Sony comes with major improvements. There is an SSD drive which makes data transfer easier, up to 120 frames per second gaming at 4K resolution, and a controller that takes console gaming to the next level. The Sony PlayStation 5 was launched in India at a price of Rs 49,990 for the standard disc edition and Rs 39,990 for the digital edition. One of the biggest jump-offs in terms of the overall console gaming experience, the Sony PlayStation 5 has decimated the Xbox Series X in terms of next-generation technology and hype. In 2021, Samsung continued to refresh its TWS earbuds segment, and we saw the launch of the Galaxy Buds 2 in September. The earbuds not only feature a compact design but also offers great performance. They deliver crisp audio with punchy bass. But sadly, iPhone users can't tweak settings from the Samsung's app yet. So, when you're paying around Rs 12,000 for these buds, that's one thing to keep in mind. Overall, Samsung Galaxy Buds 2 fare brilliantly against rivals from Jabra, OnePlus and Sony. The Apple iPad Pro 2021 was launched back in April this year. This year's iPad Pro models were a significant bump up in terms of specifications as Apple put its in-house M1 chip that powers the Apple MacBook Air and the 13-inch MacBook Pro in the iPad. The company claims that this year's iPad Pro models provide a 50% faster CPU performance than before and 40% more graphics grunt. This, paired with up to 16GB of RAM, does sound like an overkill for a tablet, and it is definitely one of the coolest and most powerful tablets that we have seen in 2021. Talking about tablets, while the market is still dominated by Apple, Android tablets are slowly catching up. That being said, Samsung launched its Galaxy Tab S7 FE for the masses that features a large 12.4-inch display. There is a TFT screen and a flat edge design. It runs Android 11 out of the box and comes with an S Pen inside the box. Under the hood, it packs an octa-core processor, and buyer can choose between 4GB of RAM with 64GB storage option and 6GB of RAM with 128GB of internal storage. Connectivity options include 5G, 4G, LTE, Wi-Fi and Bluetooth 5. At the front, there is a 5-megapixel camera for selfies and video calling, while the laptop houses an 8-megapixel shooter at the back. Both the cameras can shoot full HD videos at 30 frames per second. The Samsung Galaxy Tab S7 houses a 10,000 mAh battery with 45-watt super fast charging. Now talking about the creator laptop segment, this laptop from Asus is primarily meant for people who create content for a living. So if you're into video editing, 3D modeling, animation or professional photo editing, the new Asus ProArt StudioBook 16 makes sense for you. Asus ProArt StudioBook 16 OLED makes it to the list of our top gadgets of 2021 for the overall concept, great display quality and powerful hardware. The key highlight of this laptop is the physical jog dial, and the company calls it the Asus dial. The Asus dial is specifically meant for content creators. You can sync this dial with custom ProArt Creator Hub platform. The dial works with Adobe Photoshop, Lightroom Classic, Premiere Pro and After Effects as of now. By rotating the dial, you can change the size of the brush, saturation, tweak brightness contrast or change opacity while using Photoshop. You can also adjust screen brightness and volume levels too. This laptop offers top-notch hardware. There is an integrated Radeon GPU, and when you need extra power, the 8GB GeForce RTX 3070 GPU takes care of it. As for performance, there is more than enough hardware capabilities to cater to the needs of a professional content creator.
And with that, we've come to the end of this edition of the Tech and Auto Show. How did you find the show? Is there anything you have to say, anything you want us to cover, or simply want to have a conversation with us? Well, reach out to us on our Twitter handles. We are more than happy to talk. If it's about technology, reach out to us at News18 Tech. If it's about automobiles, tweet out to us at News18 Auto. And remember, by logging on to news18.com, you can read up more on both these industries. Well, that's about all for today, but I wish you once again a very happy new year. Having said that, I'll see you same time, same place, only on CNN News 18.